Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Starr Allen, and welcome to the Power Hour. Um, really excited to be joined tonight by the lovely Michelle Grigsby, who is a social media coach who specializes in automating the sales process using Facebook and Instagram. And tonight we're going to do part 2 of a Facebook stories training. And it's totally fine if you haven't seen part 1, because this training is a standalone training. But Michelle just has so much knowledge when it comes to Facebook stories that we just want to make sure we cover everything. So last time she talked about 5 ways to make your business stand out using Facebook stories. And tonight, last time we didn't have her set up so that she could show the screen of her phone and like actually show you exactly what to do. So that's what we're going to do tonight. This is going to be very interactive. It's going to be live, demo for you in real time, a tutorial, and it's going to be really a great way if you're not currently using Facebook stories or you don't know how. Michelle's going to give you like the play by play, and she really knows her stuff. So this is going to be fun, and I think you're going to enjoy learning about all these cool features that you might not have even known were available or why they matter for your business. There's a lot of, if you have tried using stories, and this goes for Instagram stories too. They, when you go on there, if you've never used it before, you might see all this stuff on there and you're like, what is all this stuff? Or why does it matter? Or is it just goofy, fun stuff? And Michelle's going to show you that no, it's not actually just goofy, fun stuff. Like there's stuff that you can do with all of these gadgets and features.
Amy, you muted. I don't know if it's just me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I have a button on my headset that I accidentally hit sometimes. Um, Yeah. So anyway, Michelle's going to be giving you all kinds of great information. So a couple things I want to let you know. First of all, if you have questions as we're going through this, I'll be able to kind of monitor the comment stream while Michelle's teaching. So if you have questions come up, please feel free to post them in the questions. Other thing I want to say is at the end, you guys are going to get a really cool gift. Michelle has created a cheat sheet for you that you're going to get access to tonight. And it's going to give you, it's something that you can, open up and keep on your computer screen or print it off or whatever you want to do with it. Where, like, some of the stuff that she's teaching you tonight, you'll have screenshots with arrows and instructions so that when you tomorrow, when you go and you want to like create your first Facebook story, you don't have to come back and watch this whole video. You'll have it all in a really cool PDF. And the other really cool thing about this PDF is Michelle has just graciously offered to let any of you that want to use it as a lead magnet for your business. So, in other words, I think a lot of you probably know what a lead magnet is, but if you like this PDF and you want to use it as is, or you want to alter it in some way and make it your own, to have it be like a free gift that you can offer your audience in exchange for their email address, on a little capture page. And I'll show you more. I'll do like I'll show you really quick how to do that at the end of this training tonight. But it's a really good way to, if using Facebook stories is something that your target audience would like to learn how to do, this would be a great thing to be able to offer them to generate leads for your business. So Michelle has agreed to allow you to completely plagiarize her her incredible PDF, and or just leave it the way that it is and use it as is. Um,
Yeah, I try not to put my name on any of it. The only thing you might see my name is like on some of the screenshots.
yeah.
So,
So, and the other thing I just want to mention, and I know we mentioned this last time that we did this the stories training, but people are viewing Facebook stories an average of 4 times more than their news feed currently. and I know things are really starting to move towards stories. And I think Michelle's going to tell you why tonight. And I know she covered it in her cheat sheet as well. But it has to do with like psychological human thing, you know, like how the way that we consume information,
Mm-hmm.
why stories are why they work better. And I'll let Michelle explain that. But I just wanted to mention the fact that people are viewing stories 4 times more than the news feed, because if you want to get the most bang for your buck in your marketing efforts, then you want to put your message in front, you know, where the people are, where most of the people are. Because if you're just putting your stuff on your Facebook news feed and no one ever sees it, it's not going to help very much. So that's why we're spending so much time on this. You know, this is our second training on this. And we've got, you know, somebody who's just a Facebook stories gangster. So I figure we might as well pick her brain and have her show us everything she knows. She even has, it looks like we might actually do a part 3, because we were talking tonight about she's got some other really ninja stuff that you need this training before you can do that part. So we were talking about it before, and looks like I'm going to have to get Michelle back out to do a part 3 for those of you that want to take it to the next level with the Facebook stories. So I think that's all I want to say to kick us off here. And anyway, I'm going to hand it over to Michelle and let her just do her thing. How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing awesome. And also, we're going to be looking at the comments. So if you guys have any questions at all about stories, throw those in the comments, because it looks like Jeff is here. Jim is here. Marion, am I saying that right? Or no, that was okay. So Jeff and Jim I see so far. So guys, throw a
Peter's here. Hi, Peter.
So how come I'm not seeing the most recent one? So I have to actually refresh the whole screen.
Or just, you can click on
Newest.
old and then newest, and it'll
Got it.
that way.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just clicked on oldest, then back to newest. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right. Cool.
Got it.
That is so cool. I love this page because it's part of the funnel builder, isn't it?
Yes, this page was built, and I'll just quick plug for the funnel builder before we get going. This page that you are viewing this training on right now is built with the HBA funnel builder. If you want more information about this funnel builder, because we're going to talk about it a little bit maybe during the training, and at the end I'm going to show you something really cool that's only going to take me a minute, but
and I was like, wow.
Anyway, this platform is the best tool I've ever found for my business, and I use it for so many things. Like the PDF that you're going to get is hosted on the funnel builder, and I'm going to show you how I did that. And
your membership site is on the funnel builder.
Yeah, it does everything that we need it to do. Everything that we need for our business can pretty much be done with this tool. So I want to
get people to the funnel builder. We got to get people to it.
Right. So Michelle's going to tell you how to get people to your pages so that you can generate leads. But if you want more information about this amazing platform that so many of us love and use in our businesses, the button below this video will take you to a page where you can get a full overview of the funnel builder, and whoever sent you here for this training will get the credit for that sale if you decide to try it out. So I just want to say that before we get going. And the tool, the funnel builder, will probably come up a couple times tonight, but I just wanted to mention that if you want more information, wait till the end of the training and then go watch the overview.
And wait till the end of the training before you go jump on stories too.
Yes. And you know, the stuff that's in her cheat sheet is going to make a whole lot more sense after you've watched this training, just so you know. So
yeah, and I'm actually going to be kind of referring to it as well. It's called Succeed with Stories. And by the way, Amy, I snatched that domain, succeedwithstories.com.
Oh, nice.
I snatched it, but I haven't done anything with it yet. But I'm going to send it to my funnel builder lead capture page.
Nice.
All right. So, hey, Susie. Hey, Danette. Peter, Jim, Jeff. Awesome. All right, guys. So, are you ready, Amy? Are you ready?
Go. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys know, Facebook stories are exploding. And like Amy said, we are viewing stories like an average of 4 times more than we view our newsfeed. And the consumption of Facebook stories is growing 15 times faster, 15 times faster than the newsfeed. And so, yeah, so guys, that's where it's at. And I want you guys to think of stories as like a conveyor belt of consumption, okay? So once you're on the conveyor belt, it's hard to get off. We get stuck in stories, right? We're viewing them longer than we ever planned to. I call it the vortex. You literally can actually get stuck in the vortex where you're just watching the stories. And what's really cool about stories is that we don't know what's coming up next. And it's just really easy to keep clicking through. And, but here's the thing, guys, something I want you to think about, because I love marketing, I love sales, and I love social media. And the thing though is keep in mind is with social media, there's so much stuff out there, as you know, people are time fatigued, right? So the whole point of Facebook stories or Instagram stories, just stories in general, is you want to give them short and sweet nuggets of information that they can consume and move on. Okay. So you want to think in terms of holding people's interest long enough that they stay along for the ride. So you have a story that may be a series of 5 videos or photos or a combination of the two. I mean, I would recommend that you blend the types of stories I'm going to be sharing with you, because that way they won't get bored. But I am going to be going over with you what types of actual stories gets the most engagement, as well as like from number 10 to number 1. So really good stuff. So, but yeah, just blend it, and just remember that storytelling, as you know, has the potential to get people to know, trust, and like you or love you. And that's the thing I love about stories also, is for those of us that might be a little shy going live, that just don't like going live, they're too scared to, stories is the perfect way to start getting used to getting on video. It's a great way to practice. And what's really cool is when you do stories, you can do it over and over again until you get it right, and then you can upload it. So you can actually create it and upload it, or you can create the video or take a picture, save it to your phone, and upload it later. So, but how can we use stories for business? First of all, I want you guys to remember the point of stories is not to sell. The point of stories is to communicate. It's to create relationships. Okay. That's the whole key, is you want people to, like I said, get to know, like, and trust you. And so, yeah. And here's the thing, guys, I want you to remember, you want to focus on giving value 90% of the time. And only when you have done that, have you reserved the right to sell your services and products, okay? Because like we talked about last time when I was asking Amy, what is the biggest complaint? What is the biggest no that you see people doing? And it's, people are going right to the sale. People are talking about what's, a flash sale that their company is having, and it's like, how do you, it's so annoying. And I'm going to share with you some really good tips on how to keep from seeing those types of posts too. Okay, so with that, I think I am going to share my screen. Amy, how does that sound?
That sounds good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, because I
All right.
accidentally pressed the button before and I wasn't sure. But yes, share your screen.
You. All right. Can you hear me still?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, guys. Now, Amy, do you have an actual, like up here in the upper, like where it says camera, or where it says my files on the upper left, and then it says contacts, and then camera to the right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Facebook camera. Do you have one of those on your screen? or do you have to go into Facebook to create a story?
I don't have one of those on my screen. I don't know if
Okay,
there's
I'm
a
going to figure out how in the world we can add that, because I think I was given the opportunity, like a prompt. I was given a prompt by Facebook and asked if I wanted to add the camera to my phone, my home screen, and I said yes. So there it is. So, so what I'm going to do though, guys, is I am going to first go to my Facebook. Okay. So when you go to Facebook, right there on top, right there on the top, you guys, is stories. I mean, it's like bam, right in your face, right? And by default, it's going to show your story first. And I'm going to be kind of scrolling over. And as you scroll, as you can see, the people who I'm seeing, usually the first 2, 3 to 4 people are people that I've either had conversations with, or I've interacted with them somehow, or they've interacted with me. And so by default, I'm going to see their stories. And then as time goes on, I'm going to see other stories that maybe I haven't seen before. I think what Facebook will do is they'll sprinkle in a few stories. So guys, this is a huge tip, is always have a story in your stories, because you don't ever want to not have a story in your stories, you guys, because people might
it's
forget about you,
24 hours.
and it lasts for 24 hours. Now, what I want to share with you is when I go into stories, like I'm going to open up where it says Virginia story. And what you can do is when you open it up, you can tap to the right. And when you tap to the right, it's going to take you to the next story. So if you look above, you see those lines moving. It's taking me to her next story. Now, if I hit left, now I'm tapping to the left, it's taking me back. So now there's her first story. Now I'm going to hit left again. It just took me to Virginia's. I'm going to go to her second story. I'm tapping left. Okay. Now, if I swipe, it's going to bypass all of her stories. So I'm going to swipe. Now I'm looking at Jan's stories. I'm going to swipe it. Now now I'm holding my finger on the screen and it's paused. Now, Amy, can you hear her talking while I'm showing my screen?
No.
Okay, that's probably a good thing. So you can actually hold your finger on it and it will pause it, which is pretty cool. But you can either tap or swipe. So you swipe right or swipe left. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually, I'm going to show you guys how to add your story, okay? So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to hit this plus sign, and I think it's going to show up on me. Okay, by default, I can choose, it's going to pull up, as you can see, I can choose something that I've already saved to my phone, and I can tap on that, okay? And I can upload either a video or a picture. Now, videos are up to 20, I believe around 20 seconds long on Facebook. On Instagram, it's 15 seconds. They'll break it up if it's longer than 15 seconds. But we're pretty much focusing just on Facebook right now, okay? If I wanted to do a text only, then I just tap on text and I can start typing. So if I start typing, I can and if I tap on that clean button, I tap on that, it changes the font to simple. It changes, it changes the font. And then if I tap on the little circle that's next to the left, it actually changes. You can choose from different types of backgrounds, which is pretty cool. Okay. So, and I highly recommend if you guys are just going to do a text background, like a text post, do something that has something that's just kind of eye candy for the eyes, because people like to be entertained. So you want to be as entertaining as possible. All right. So yeah, so that's how you do that. Let me go back. I'm going to go back by hitting this arrow up upper left, and I'm going to discard it. I don't really use these up here. The reason why is because I just go into the camera itself, and the camera is the bottom right. You can see the bottom right corner. I'm going to tap on that, and it might show up. Okay, so now it's showing what's in front of me. If you look here next to the big white circle, if you can see that, that is the reverse. So it'll turn it around. Hi. So now it's showing me. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you like how to do a video. Okay. All you do, guys, is you're going to take your finger and you're going to press on that little dot, right? A big white dot right there. And all you're going to do is you're going to hold it down. And as you can see, it's now recording a video. And so I'm going to be talking, blah, 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 blah. And then you can let it go all the way around or let go and it will replay it. But it's not replaying probably because I'm on a Zoom call with you guys, which is fine. But what it will do then is it will replay the video over and over and over again. And that will enable you to start adding text to it. So let me see if it'll take a picture. Let's see if we can do a picture. I don't like it. I discard it. All right, so I just did a picture. And as you can see in the upper right-hand corner, guys, this is where it gets fun. So definitely utilize the text, right? So the text is really awesome because you want to, I'll tell you what, one of my biggest pet peeves, you guys, is people that share pictures and don't explain what the picture is of. And it's annoying. And Amy, you're doing such a good job. You're putting text on all your videos and your pictures now. I'm so proud of you. And I love it because if I was not able to have my audio on, which is about 80% of the time, you guys, people do not have their audio on, you still want to get them into the story. You want them to know what's going on because you want them to know, like, and trust you. And so what you want to do is you just want to add text. So you just add the text by just tapping on the AA and you can just start typing. And what I love about this, guys, is let me give you some tips here. When you do text, you always want to do, contrast. Always do contrast, okay? Contrasted colors. So as you can see, this is black with a white background, okay? You want to be careful about doing something that doesn't have, like, for instance, that's okay. But if you start like doing things that's almost a similar color, like I do not like the look of that because it's just there's not a big enough contrast for that. All right. And with Facebook, you are a little bit more limited on how you can change the color of the actual words with the background. So that's why I just go with the general white with the black background usually. Okay. So you want to be able to have contrast. So either do that, or if you choose like the black color, I think it'll be black with the white. Okay. And you always want to make sure, you guys, that you don't put your text too high up, too high over to the side, or too low, because that area is going on some phones is where they can message you, or there's stickers at the top, so it could get cut off. So make sure that you pretty much keep your text around this much. In fact, look there, you see the blue line show up? That blue line is kind of a great way to show you where it is, and even tell you if it's centered. So that's pretty cool. So make sure you have contrast with your text. Let me look at my notes here. All right, here's another thing I want to share with you guys. So if you want to delete it, you just drag it down to the trash can. Stickers is fantastic. So some of my favorites is to get more engagement, you guys. Always take advantage of this if you can. But what I have found so far is you want to get people to engage with you as much as possible. And by doing so, they're going to be able to, once again, feel connected to you more so than if they didn't engage with you. And also, it tells Facebook that you guys are communicating, and so they're going to show them more of your stories in the future. So when you do a business story, they're going to be more apt to see it, which is pretty cool. A really popular one, though, is poll, where you can actually ask a question. And what I love about this is you really want to keep like your two choices of answers positive. So usually what I'll do is I'll do something like, heck yeah, and I'll ask a question. I'm going to show you some examples in a second. And then, yep. I don't really want to have anything negative. Like, I don't want to give anybody the opportunity to say anything negative. All right. So, and then you might want to throw some emojis in there. All right. So let's see, you know, are you having a good day? All right. So, and what's really cool about this is you can also, if you have a busier background, so I'm going to hit done, and you're going to want to move it up a little bit. And as you can see, you can't really see the text very much. So you can make your own text, or, you know, and have a different color. Or I think on this one, if I hit the third icon down, that's the pencil icon. And now I'm going to hit on the bottom right, I'm going to hit this little paintbrush palette, and I'm going to choose like the yellow. And then over on the right, I can make it bigger or smaller. And I think I'm going to go about there. And look at that, guys. It's going underneath. That's just kind of a way to add a little bit more pizzazz, right? So another thing you can do, guys, is you can also add a GIF. A GIF makes it fun. So here's a GIF. And these are obviously some trending GIFs that you can look at, see if any of them look fun. And if not, you can go in and you can just do a search like you were if you were on Giphy.com. And I'm going to type in sparkles and sparkle. Let's see if I get any good ones for sparkle. I'm going to grab that one. I love to use sparkles. So as you can see, I'm just kind of like throwing a little bit of sparkles in there. And bada boom, bada bing. Amy, can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that right there, guys, is more of an engaging, but really that's not one of the most engaging types of stories. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. All right. Does anybody have any questions?
Not yet. I don't see any. I just checked.
Okay.
Remember, you can put your questions in as she goes, and I'll be checking them and letting her know.
Okay, first thing though, I think I want you guys to do is I want you to look at your settings. And so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna tap on these three lines at the upper right, tap on those. And then you're gonna want to go down to your settings. You're gonna tap on settings and privacy, and then you're gonna tap on settings. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down and you are going to find your story settings. There it is. Tap on that. And the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to tap on story privacy, and I want you to make sure it's public because by default, it's set to friends. So you want to make sure it's on public. I'm going to go back. So make sure that's done. That's in the booklet, by the way, so just FYI. Story archive, tap on story archive. Make sure that that's lit up so that whenever you go to you can see previous stories, which is what I'm going to do next. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to my archives. Now, in order for that to happen, I think you have to go to your profile. Okay, so now you're on your profile, your own personal newsfeed. Okay. And if you see these three dots right here next to the add to story, which by the way, here you go again. Another way to add to story is right here on your newsfeed. As you can see, Facebook is really pushing you to use your stories. And I'm going to tap on these three dots right here. And if you look here, the second one down says story archive. I'm going to tap on that. And as you can see, I've got, and I don't know if, oh good, it's loading. Okay, I want to give you guys some examples of some ways you can get some engagement, okay? So polls, I just showed you polls. I'm going to show you what happens. Now here's a poll I did. And this was also what's called a GIF. So here's a GIF that I did, and this was a little bit more of an advanced thing. I was creating I learned how to create a GIF of just me. So this is actually a transparent GIF of me with the background. I was just kind of testing it out. So, but I thought, okay, I want to see if I can get some engagement on this. So I went ahead and I posted this, and I said, curious who else can do this? And 33% said they could, and 67% said they couldn't. But here's what's the cool part, you guys. See the bottom left corner where it says 55 viewers? If I tap on that, I can see who voted. Amy, did you know about that? Oops, I don't want to share that. Oops. So what's really cool about that is you can actually connect with those people if you wanted to. Okay. So let's say maybe I posted a business type post, right? That was related to my business. Those people that engage, you guys, those are leads. Those are leads. So that's a great, I think polls are like probably the most popular. They're probably the most popular for me. At least I get the most engagement with those. But I'm going to share with you another one that's really effective. This one was the 14th. Okay, so I'm going to go to July 14th. Now, this was part of like what we call a sequence. And I'm going to be talking about a sequence more in our next training. But I have found that I have actually been getting the most engagement when I do like a sequence. So I'm just going to show you an example of what a sequence is, as well as how to use the question box, okay? So here I am on, let's see, what was that, July 14th? Let's see if I can find it. Oops. Sorry. Okay, wait, okay. Okay, so this was kind of an opportunity for people to talk about their business, because I said, if I could spend $500 in your business, what could I buy and how would I benefit? And then I gave them the opportunity to tell me, okay? So that was my first story. Then my next one, and this is just a little hack, you guys. I always want to give them the opportunity to go back. Did you answer? I'll be sharing your answers with my followers. I wanted them to go back, because why? That's going to tell Facebook that I'm getting engagement on those stories. So I'm giving them a call to action to go back. So I'm telling them, tap left to go back if you didn't answer it. So here we go. So I said, okay, did you go ahead and answer? And then the next one, I went ahead and I shared, okay, let me go back, hold on. Here's the original, oops, sorry. So here's the original one, 53 viewers. I'm gonna tap on that and look at the people, you guys, that replied, okay? So it actually is showing what people said. And what was really cool, and I'm doing like several hacks right now, you guys, so pay attention, this is really good. I actually, what I'll do is I would, let me see if I hit reply. I can't remember if I do it on my phone. Okay, so you can actually open this up and take a screenshot. So what I did was I took screenshots of these, you guys, and watch what I did. So originally I did that, then I did this one, and then I went back and the people that answered, I took a screenshot. So Amy, do you see how I took a screenshot of their answer?
Yep.
And I also added my picture. I added a picture of me to remind everybody of what I was, you know, the reason, just to put it all together. And then I tagged Becky, because Becky was the one that answered this. So I said, check out Becky. And I posted her answer. So if anybody wants to learn more about her, because she does skincare. And then I did another one. So Tanya, actually, this is what her answer was. And so guys, this is a really great way. This is a feature called tag feature, where if I tap on her name, look at that, it says view profile. So if I tap view profile, my viewers could have tapped view profile and go to her profile to learn more about her. Pretty cool, huh?
Why does this help anybody? I mean, I know it would help Tanya, but how would it help how does this help you?
This is actually the number 10 best way to get engagement. It's not going to help you directly using stories with your viewers, but what it is going to do is it's going to help you connect with Tanya. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So can you guys imagine? Okay, so here's an idea. What if you were, okay, do you know who Mel Robbins is?
Yes.
Okay, I actually made my bed one day. I made my bed and I took a picture of my bed, because one of the things that Mel Robbins does is she's a personal development coach, and she's got hundreds of thousands of followers. And I tagged her, I said, I made my bed. because that was a promise I made to myself. And I tagged her on it. And guess what, guys? She took a screenshot of that story and she reshared it on her stories. So potentially hundreds of thousands of followers could have clicked over to view my stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
So, but the reason why you might want to use this, like Tanya might not have hundreds of thousands of followers, but she might be a prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So you want just sporadically, every once in a while, doing something like this. Like I don't do this all the time, but when you do it, guys, what you're doing is you are doing a shout out. She thanked me. She was so grateful. All of them that I
Oh,
shared, so grateful, right? Do you think that they're going to be more apt to talk to me whenever it comes to talking about business? And
absolutely.
then on top of that, it's going to show my viewers that I root for other people, for other entrepreneurs. So this is just a great example of more of just attraction marketing. Would you
Yep,
agree?
absolutely.
And then another feature that I get a ton of engagement with is, let me go to July 13th. Let's see. Okay. This was another sequence I did where I'm kind of dancing. There's some music playing, and I actually use TikTok to create this. Does this look familiar, Amy?
Oh yeah.
So I'm using TikTok, and this was not a business related post at all, right? It was a Dollar Tree hat. And then so I'm going to go ahead and just click on through. Wait, no, that wasn't. Okay. All right. Never mind. I wanted to show you an example of a slider. Hold on. That was on July 13th. Oh, same day. Okay. All right, so here I shared a story about how I ran out. I don't know if you saw this one, Amy, where I ran out and like rescued a dog that was running in the street.
Mm-mm.
And so I'm telling my story. And guys, I mean, there's so many sales, like little hacks I can share with you. Like, for instance, my very first story is I'm using a captivating title, right? I can't believe this, right? So I want to get people to like listen. And then so you go through. I am doing the text because I am, in case somebody can't hear, can't listen. And then this is called a slider, where I said, would you have done the same thing? And so what I can do is I can tap on my viewers and I can see who's answered and see what they said. And once again, I can reach out to them, right, and connect with them. But it's a number of things. It's enabling me to connect with them. I can have a conversation with them, but it's also telling Facebook that I'm getting engagement on my stories. So that's a slider. Now, I can't use the slider on my stories on Facebook, but if I go into Messenger, I have a slider on that. Did I just confuse you?
Yep.
Okay. So a slider, let me go to my Messenger. Let me see. If you go to your Messenger, you can add to your stories in Messenger, and it looks a little bit different. Right up here, it says your story in the upper right there, your story, add to story. So let's say I'm going to just, I don't know, this is something that I added for our give, for our thing that you're going to get later. And if you look up here in the stickers, the smiley face, it looks a little bit different. If I tap on that stickers, it just looks totally different. I don't know why Facebook's Messenger looks different than the stories from Facebook itself, but right here it says slider. I tap on slider and there it is. And you can change it to fire. You can change it to hallelujah, what have you, and you can type on it. So type, you know? So that is something I don't have that option on my Facebook stories, but when you use your Messenger stories through Messenger, they're both connected. So either one is going to show up on both stories, both in Messenger and your Facebook. Does that make sense, Amy?
Yeah, I'm looking on because I have an iPhone. Michelle is not on an iPhone, just so you guys know. So if you do have an iPhone, it's probably going to look different. I just want to see if the iPhone, if that's the case on the iPhone too.
Yeah,
Sticker.
I don't know why. but I really wanted that slider feature. It's on Instagram, and I wanted it on Facebook, and I figured it out on Messenger. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah,
if I
I
just
do everything on Instagram and have it connected to Facebook, so it just does both at the same
right.
time, exactly the same.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's on the iPhone. There is no slider either.
And you know what, Amy? It also could depend on the person. Like it could depend on you. It could depend on where you're located, like where you live.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's just that's just some sliders are really I get lots of engagement on my sliders. So um and then another one, guys. So all the tips I'm giving you is tips on how to get more engagement. Okay. Um let's
And
see.
engagement will help you in the algorithm. Even if you're not
Absolutely.
talking about business, like when Michelle's showing her facial expression and asking if anybody else can make that do that thing with their mouth, like even though it has nothing to do with her business, it's getting engagement, which is just going to help with the Facebook algorithm, which is just going to help every time she posts something in her stories or on her news feed, more people are going to see it because she's getting engagement.
Yep.
Engagement is good no matter what.
Yep. And let me see if I can show you a sequence real fast, and then we'll talk more about this. Okay, so here's an example of a sequence, you guys. A sequence is when you start you one thing that I because I've gotten training on this, and I actually need to do more of this. And it does require effort, but let me tell you, it can really come back to you, and it can pay off for you. Because when you use what's called a sequence, you actually like are telling your audience what to expect. You give them the value, and then you end it with a call to action so that you can get more. And I want you to think of ways you could do this in regards to a lead magnet. So we're kind of leading back, Amy, to a lead magnet, right? So here's an example of something I did that was pertaining to value, okay? So there's music playing on this. You can't hear it, but it's how to add, oops, sorry. Okay, how to add this cool moving frame to your stories on Facebook. Okay, so what I did was I actually used, I'm doing a tutorial. I'm telling them what to do. Scroll down, find a picture, tap on it, open it in your stories. So I'm giving them a tutorial. I'm giving them value. So I'm shrinking the image a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my GIFs. So you shrink the size of your text. So I'm shrinking it a little bit. Tap the sticker in the upper right-hand corner. Go to your GIF. Type frame. And then I'm showing you how to add a moving frame to your stories, okay? So here's my final one though, guys. Let me know, okay, do you want more tips like these? So basically I gave them value, and then I asked them, do you want more tips like these? This is a boomerang of me just pointing down, and I added the poll, and if I hit the viewers, I can see who says, yes, I want more. Guys, these are leads. Oops. I don't want to show that to my stories. Do you see how that worked though, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
So that is an example of a sequence where I actually shared value, and then I gave them a call to action. Now, what you could do also is you could say, you know, I could reach out to them and say, hey, I've got a great training I can share with you, or hey, I've got more tips like this in my group. Do you want to be added to my group? So when you guys are giving them value, and then they say, yes, I want more, they're going to be way more open to learning more either about your business or being added to a group or taking advantage of your lead magnet, which is number one. My number one choice is your lead magnet. You want to get people on your list, don't you, Amy?
Absolutely.
You want to get people on your list. Okay,
Can you hear
guys,
me, Michelle?
do what?
And you can still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys really quickly the top 10 types of posts that get most, types of stories that gets the most engagement, okay? So the 10th one is you can actually go to your Facebook and you can share, like, if I actually went to, like, I'm going down here and I was like, okay, let's see. Oh, that's cool. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Here's a post I did. And did you guys know that you can share your post to your stories? You want to wait till after you post it, but then what you want to do is once it's posted, you go back to the news feed and you hit share. And then right here where it says share to your story, do you see that?
Yeah, and
Share to
I
your
don't have that. I used to, and now I don't. I don't know why. I can't do it
oh.
anymore for mine.
And then guys, this is so cool. So then what you do is when you do that, you can, if I tap on it, it can look like this or like this. And guys, you got to tell people what to do. So if I was going to post this, I would actually hit my GIF and um, I would say click here or tap here, right? You need to tell them what to do. Or you can say new post, right? So tap here, look at that guys, boom. Now, if I would have added this to my story, if I want to move it up here a little bit. So let's say you guys did a post that was really good value. You have a great image. And obviously this
On
is
the
why,
news feed, right?
right, on your post. So let's say you have a really great image. This is an example of why it's important to have a really killer like caption, like a really great header image. I mean, a header in text, like why I said, who else remembers using this? The better that you have, what's the word I'm trying to say? Because most people are not going to hit see more, right? But as you can see, if they're going in the stories, they can see part of it. They can see part of the header, which is who else remembers using this. This is obviously not the best example, but if you have, like, let's say a really awesome post, like maybe a story post or something that you want people to read, you're going to get more eyeballs to it by posting it to your stories. Have a captivating first 2 or 3 lines and then have a call to action to tap here. So if I post this, if they tap there, it will say view post. And I think I've got an example of one of those in my, and that's something that I need to do more often too, is to post stuff to my stories from my newsfeed, because that's a great way to get more eyeballs on your posts, which is good for the algorithm as well. Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Another one, guys, that was number 10. Let me see if I've got an example of it here. Here it is, right here. New post. See that right there? It says tap here. So if I tap on it, it says view post. See that? Boom.
Yep.
And it's going to take you right to the post. Today I went to church for the first time in months and I posted it. Isn't that cool? So
Mm-hmm.
that is, but the reason why that's the number 10 is because if somebody pops on that, if they tap on it, they're taken out of the stories and they're on your newsfeed now. Okay, so that's number 10. So number 9, you guys, is just a text only. As you can see, do you see any text posts with just text? You're not going to see very many of that because you're going to see either pictures or videos. Pictures or videos. I am not a big fan of text posts because I know it doesn't get that much engagement, but you can do it. Okay, that's number 9. Number 8 is a photo of something. So let's say I'm going to post something and I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to show a picture of my office. There we go. Like, here's my office, bada boom, bada bang, right? So here I am. I'm going to hit the button and it's a picture. Okay, that's number 8, you guys. Just showing a picture of something besides myself is not going to be very engaging because you probably don't even know what this is. If you saw this on my stories, Amy, would you be confused?
I would just click past it.
Exactly. Number 7 is if I added a text to it. Office. Like My new office. What if I said something like that, right? My new office. You would at least have a better idea, right, of what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
That, so obviously, if you're going to do a photo of something besides yourself, then you want to add text to it. That was number 7. Number 6, you guys, is a selfie. So if you take a selfie, all right, I just took a selfie. That's number 6. So when you're going through the newsfeed, you just see a picture of me. Okay, there's a picture of Michelle. Great. I'm going to keep moving on, right? Number 5, selfie with a text. Guess what I'm doing, right? So if I did something like that, that might be intriguing. They might tap onto the next story because they might, what is she doing? I'm going to save that actually. Do you guys see what I just did though, by the way? I just saved that.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the bottom left and I'm going to get out of that because I'm showing you these tips, but that is number 5 is a selfie with text. Number 4.
So later you can go and post this and do like a sequence, and when people want access to, you can say, I'm doing a training on Facebook stories, would you want access to it? And then you can use your HBA affiliate link and send them back to this page.
Bada boom, bada bing. Where's my microphone? I actually have one.
Because if you use your affiliate link in the URL on this page and the person decides they want to purchase the funnel builder using the button below this video, then Michelle would get the credit for the sale because she sent them to this page with her affiliate ID.
Number 4, Amy, what do you think number 4 is that we haven't talked about yet? I guess most engagement.
A video.
Boom. A video. So as you can see, I'm doing a video. So if I just shot a video right here, bada boom, bada bing.
Say I'm teaching a Facebook story training, because you can use your video later too.
Yeah. Oops. Yes, I could, but because I'm on a Zoom call with you, it won't actually record the video, it won't save it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
However, a video with no text is number 4. If you guys do a video, at least add text to it. That's number 3. So number 2, what do you think gets the second most engagement?
Poll?
Huh?
A poll?
No. A selfie video. We did, yeah, we've only don't worry guys, this is on the handout. So a selfie video is if you, like Amy, whenever you were doing a selfie video with the ocean behind you and you were talking, right? That is number 2. That is the second most type of video that gets engagement. You're going to keep people around longer if they have their sound on, and they will want to because they want to hear the ocean, right? But maybe they can't. Maybe they can't.
And there's a sticker that says sound on that you can use to remind people to turn their sound on.
And that's a GIF. So you just go into GIF, or actually it might be a default sticker too if you scroll down a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, you guys, we could spend like hours just going over all the different features. It could be so much fun. But the number 1, you guys, the number 1 type of story that's going to get the most engagement, as you can guess, is a selfie video with text.
The combo platter.
But like I said, you might want to just change it up every once in a while. And I think the next training we're going to do is I'll talk about sequences, and I'll give you some specific examples on how to do sequences, and also how to like really jazz up your stories to make it really fun, you know? Take advantage of GIFs. Take advantage of, like for instance, well, let me take a picture real quick. All right, so I got a picture here, and you want to like just jazz it up, you guys. Like I just tapped on effects. I can add that to it, and then I can tap on the pencil icon, and I could do You know, I can choose like a really cool color, like, oh, I was gonna do red, and I can do like dots around it, you know, just fun stuff. You know, you want to keep their attention, but at the same time, you want to be careful. Like, I actually have some tips on what to do in regards to like, when you're going to dress it up too, you want to be careful not to use like too many colors. Like, you really want to use like, if you have like a brand, like brand colors, then you want to kind of stick with your brand colors. And actually, and this is something that I'm working on myself, is if you can like have like a something that people will recognize every time they start looking at your stories, they know it's your story, that would be ideal. So they know they're watching your stories. So having like kind of the same look, like I know on Instagram, a couple of people I follow, she uses like a certain frame around all of her stories so that I know that I'm on her stories. You know, little things like that. And also, like I said, be careful about like using, you want to use contrasting colors. So the black and white, or just make sure like you don't have like white text on a lighter color background. That is going to be hard because some people might not have the best eyesight. So you want to be really easy. In other words, you want to make it really easy for the brain. You want the brain to not have to think too much, because if it does, it's just going to move on. Okay. So just make it really easy and entertaining for the audience. And yeah, let me think if there's anything else here. Do you guys want any ideas like tonight on like some things you can actually like
homework?
Like ideas on some content to create? Does anybody have any comments?
I'll check again. There weren't any last
And in
time.
comments if you guys want some tips on some
The combo platter. Yeah, if you guys, who wants some ideas for content? Anyone? Let us know.
which version of Facebook we have. All right, well, it's in your handout. Okay, so here's some ideas, you guys, on interesting content to create. Start with the beginning, guys. In fact, anytime that like you do like a stories challenge, which I'm going to be doing for my people in my Facebook group, is you always want to, the first prompt you want to give them is start from the beginning, explain to your audience, and also once a month, reintroduce yourself. Hey, I know I have a few new followers. Even if you don't have any new followers, say, I have some new followers. I just wanted to reintroduce myself to you and tell you what I do. And just tell them, like, why did you start your business? You know, and just put some things down, like tell a story, like tell your story and why you got started in your business. Okay. Behind the scenes is big. I talked about this the last time we did a training. Talk about your values. Like, what are some of your personal brand values? Like, what do you stand for? What do you believe in? What do you aspire to? Share that with us. So if anybody, for any reason, thinks that you don't have anything interesting to share, that is wrong, because there's nobody like you. And, you know, the cool thing about that is when you're telling like stories, like things that you stand up for, you're going to find people that are going to connect with you on a deeper level. You know, and also be truthful. So for example, I use this as an example. If you're an avid believer in honesty, then don't show us taking to your children to McDonald's if you claim to be a Whole Foods eater. So be true to yourself and your audience. References, share your customers' stories, testimonials, reviews. What are things that inspire you? Talk about things that inspire you. It's one of the things I love about Amy's stories is she talks about things like that. What are some things that you're aspiring to in life and in business? Like, what are your goals? People want to be part of your journey if you share them part of your journey. You know, your lifestyle. What do you do outside of work? Share your adventures. You know, do you like to travel? Do you like to cook? Fun hobbies? Share them. I like to think of my newsfeed as my business card, right? Generally, especially on my business page. And then my my stories is kind of behind the scenes. They get to know me deeper on a deeper level. And also, guys, if it's your style, like if you like to have fun, humor is really popular. Your audience will love seeing you having fun, being relaxed. As you guys can see, I can be very goofy. That's just who I am, right? If that's the way you are, embrace it. Okay. But the best part, you guys, is being informative. Like, you want to find a balance between being entertaining and educational. Okay. So you want to, like, I shared with you guys, like some of the tips, like I showed how to add a frame. People love that. They eat that up. Another one I could show you is, or maybe I'll show you the next time, is I said, I took a selfie of myself with text and I said, guess what, guys? This is the 5th most engaging type of story. Do you guys want to know what the top 4 are? And I got tons of engagement on that one. Now, why do you think that would have been a good one for you to post after this training?
Because you're about to have in your hands a new lead magnet that you can offer people. They want more tips like this. You can opt in. Should I show them how to set that up?
Let's do it.
All right. Are you still sharing your screen?
Yes, let me turn it off. So did you guys get value? Let me know in the comments, because that's my love language.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn this off. Okay, there it is. Let's see if I can do this. Ooh, this is so cool. I've never done this. I've never done this before using my phone. This is like the coolest thing ever.
Cool. All right. Okay. So guys, since you're here, you've been here for an hour. I want to give you, as promised, the handout, and I'm going to say it, but I'm also going to put it in the comments for you. And then I'm going to show you, if you want to take this handout and use it to generate leads for your business, I'm going to show you how to do that too. So the handout is at starislandstudios.com/stories. Starislandstudios.com is my funnel builder domain. You are on my funnel builder. You're at starislandstudios.com right now, the page that you're watching this on.
Can somebody post that in the comments, or I can do it, I guess?
I did already.
Oh, okay.
So if you click on that link in the comments, or just go to starislandstudios.com/stories, you will see, all right, let me, I'm going to put this here so I can show you guys real quick how to do this. So
that looks really good. I cannot believe that's being hosted.
Yeah, it's being hosted on the funnel builder, and it took me like 1 second to upload it there. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to create a quick capture page where you can offer it, and boom, you have a funnel and something to offer people. So I need to share my screen. I can't see you anymore, Michelle. I don't know where you're at. Oh, there you are. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so can you see my screen? Okay, so if you click on the link in the comments, or just go to starislandstudios.com/stories, it takes you to this page. This page is hosted on the HBA Funnel Builder, the tool that I told you there's a button to below this video. But you'll notice that even though you went to starislandstudios.com/stories, it takes you to this longer link. Well, that's because I uploaded this document to my funnel builder, and then I created a short, otherwise known as a pretty link, that you can also do in 2 seconds inside of the funnel builder, just to make it easier so that I don't have to like memorize this link or paste in this whole link into the comments. I literally just typed that link into the comments, starislandstudios.com/stories, because I created a redirect link inside of the funnel builder. So let me show you how easy this is. So does everybody know how to create a PDF? Basically, all we did here was Michelle created this document inside of Google Docs today. And then I saved it as a PDF, which is also super simple to do. In Google Docs, you would click print, and it'll just save it as a PDF, and then you save it to your computer wherever you want to put it on your computer. If you don't know how to save something as a PDF, it's different on every platform. So Google Docs is a little different than, I usually use Pages when I'm creating stuff on my Mac. And on Pages, you just say export to PDF, and that's how you do it on there. So it's different on every platform. You can Google it. It's super, super simple. It's as simple as like saving the document and it becomes a PDF. Then you come into your funnel builder, and here in this, where it says funnel settings. So, I'm in my builder, like, that we have a bunch of pages that we can create in here, but on the left here, like I can come here to see all my funnels. But rather than doing that, I don't even have to create a page when I'm just uploading a file. I just come into my funnel settings, and then up here where it says file manager, you just click on that. And then I go to view all files. And then you'll see all the files that I've uploaded into my funnel builder here. And then to upload a new one, you just click on upload file. So all I did was click on upload file, and then it takes me in where I can come, and here's my PDF, and I clicked on that and I clicked open and it uploaded it. I'm not going to do it because I already have it in here, but then here it is right here. Okay, so here it is, Succeed with Stories. When I click on this link, it tells me that the link has been copied to the clipboard. So now if I open a new tab and I just paste it, there it is. Okay. But if now, like I said, I don't want this big long link. I want a short, sexy link. So in order to do that, I just close this out. I come back into funnel settings. I click on URL redirects, and I'll just show you right here where I did it. See where it says /stories. So all of these are things that are redirecting from some other long link, like my Get Response affiliate link and a Zoom call that I did or whatever, my Aweber affiliate link. They're all redirecting to starrallenstudios.com / whatever I tell it to do here. So I'll show you what this looks like. So you would just come in here, the old URL, you would just put / because that's the URL they're starting at, and then the new URL is where they're going to end up. So I took the link that I just created where that file is being hosted, and I put it in here, and then I put / stories as the old URL. That's the one that they're going to type in, and I click save. And now when I type in Starr Allen studios.com / stories, boom, that comes up. That's how easy it is.
That is so cool, because that's like a plugin that people, pay for.
Pretty Link is usually a plugin on a WordPress site. And the other thing is, up until having this funnel builder, like I used to have to host all my documents on my website and take up space on my personal website. And then, do basically the same thing, but on my website. We can do that all here, and it's so much faster and it's so much easier. And the hosting is all included. Like the bandwidth for hosting this stuff, like, is unlimited. So I can upload as many lead magnets or whatever as I want to my funnel builder. Okay, so now I've got this gift, which you can use it for yourself to refer to. I mean, it's awesome. Michelle's got screenshots in here, and this is basically like a lot of the stuff that she taught tonight. She went fast and covered a lot. So if you go to do it tomorrow and you're you forgot how to do something, you can come refer to this. But she also, like I said, is giving you permission to give this away if you want as a lead magnet. So if you wanted to do that, you would just, and I'm going to do this really fast. It's not going to look great or anything, but I'm going to show you how easy this is. I would just come to funnels. I would click add a new step, click on a page. I would come to lead generation, and I would find, like a simple, just a simple capture page that I can use. And there's tons of them, as you can see, to choose from in here. And so I would just find one, just pick a simple one. And I'll just call this stories demo. like, again, I'm going to do this really fast because we're past the top of the hour, but I just want to show you how easy this is. So like, here you go. You can say limited time offer. What what is it called? Success with stories.
Succeed with stories. Let me look at your email. You can use some of the text, some of the content that you use from your email too is really good.
I'm just going to make this up, but you guys can come up
Yeah.
with a better headline
Right.
when you do this. I'm not going to make this like, you know, and then you would change this text to be like, everything you ever wanted to know about whatever. And then, you know, you could change this button. I mean, you could leave it as download your free ebook, but you could change it to say, oh wait, am I in the wrong? Yeah, you could say download free cheat sheet. And, you know, then you would change this image to something that's not this, because this doesn't make any sense. But like, let's, you know, whatever, it could be whatever you want, any image you wanted, or you could just get rid of the image and have it just be a color or whatever. All right, I'm just going to do that for now. I'm just showing you real quick how to create a capture page. It's this simple. You want to take a little more time than I'm taking right now, but it's, you know, this builder is just really easy to use. You can, you know, make it look however you want. It's all drag and drop. It's all blocks. You could say this free cheat sheet will teach you, you know, how to create a poll, how to get more engagement, how to, you know, whatever. You can put some benefits here and then have the button again. And then when they click on the button, it's going to take them to a pop-up where they're going to put in their name and email address, and they're going to opt in to get their gift. They're going to be added to your autoresponder, whatever autoresponder service that you use. That is the one other tool that you do need to have if you're running a business online, is you need to have an autoresponder. So the funnel builder does everything else you could possibly want to do. You would send the lead over to your autoresponder, and then you have your first email that they get immediately when they opt in. Says, congratulations, here's your free Succeed with Stories cheat sheet. And then in that email, you put a link to, like, you put this link or the shortened version of it, you know, starlandstudios.com/stories, or you can make it your own and upload it to your funnel builder and make a pretty link inside of your funnel builder. You could put your branding on it. You can have links. You know, if you want to recreate this thing, you could literally like copy and paste the text into a Word document, change it around as much as you want, put it in a Google Doc, whatever you want, add links. You could have links in there. You could have your logo on there. You could do whatever you want. Save it as a PDF, upload it to the funnel builder, create a cool, pretty link for it, and then put the pretty link in the welcome email. So now the person's opted in, you've added them to your email list, and then you've given them something valuable in exchange for their contact information. And now they love you because you're giving them this awesome Succeed with Stories thing. You can even give them this video from tonight with it. Like, you can give them the video and the cheat sheet. That can be a lead magnet. And then you can just, you know, create a page real quick where you put in the funnel builder. It's super simple. And there's templates for this too, where you just create a page where you put the video up there and then put a link to the PDF below it, and boom, that's where you send the people that opt in. And now you have an awesome lead magnet, a way to generate leads by offering value to your audience. Now, obviously, this isn't going to make sense if wanting to learn how to do Facebook stories isn't something that your audience is interested in. But I know for a lot of us, we're talking to people who want to build a business on the internet. I know, like, that's my target audience. And so this is a really valuable training to be able to offer them, right? So anyway, you guys now have access to this cheat sheet, and if you own the funnel builder, you can easily create a capture page to go along with it and use it as a lead magnet. And like I said, Michelle has generously and graciously just she's fine with you using any or all of the information in this cheat sheet, changing it around, making it your own, using it as is, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much, Michelle. That's just so awesome of you to do that.
Well, thank
And
you for hosting this. This is awesome.
yeah, I'm just going to see if there's any other oh my gosh, I figured out how to post a comment. What a great handout. Yeah, the handout's going to be really helpful because I know that, we an hour just isn't ever enough for these trainings that we do on this power hour. It always seems to go over. So I feel like when I'm training and when Michelle's training and whoever's on here, I feel like we're always trying to cram it all in and talking really fast. So that's why Michelle wanted to create something to make it, whether you use it as a lead magnet to build your business with or not, you can at least use it for yourself so that you have the screenshots and everything in there. And
If you guys have any questions, if you're a member, feel free to jump into the Facebook group, and I'll be happy to help you out there as well if anybody has any questions.
yeah, and if you don't own the funnel builder, again, you should.
Get it.
It's
Get it.
$25 a month. So for any other tool out there, first of all, there's none that can do all the things that this thing can do. I'm telling you right now. Like,
Yeah.
there's some that do some of the things it does and others that do other the things it does, but I haven't seen any that does it all. And most of them cost way, way, way more. Like most of the membership site platforms out there are hundreds of dollars a month. This is $25 a month. You can build membership sites, you can build capture pages, you can host your PDFs and audios and stuff if you want to have a place for them to live so that you can send people a link to them like I showed you tonight. You can create URL redirects like pretty links. You can, you can book, we have a booking widget that, you can let people book appointments with you. It does so much. So I really recommend that you click the button below. If you don't own it yet, at least do yourself a favor and go watch the overview and learn a little bit more about our community and this particular tool. Because like Michelle said, we have a Facebook group. We have the best community on the planet. And there's just so many benefits. And for $25 a month, you can't go wrong. And I promise you're going to love this thing. I know I went really fast building that capture page and it didn't look good, but I mean, if you spend 20 minutes, you can have like a really good looking page with your branding on it and your colors. Like mine, when I pulled up to build that capture page, you'll see it has like my branding colors automatically show up on my pages because I have them loaded into my funnel builder in the global styling. So I don't even have to worry about, like, my colors are all just right there. So you can do the same for yours. It just makes it super easy to create a ton of pages. I have I don't even know how many pages I have in there now, like hundreds, I feel like, because I just can create them on the fly for anything that I want. And it's awesome. So anyway, the button below this video will take you to learn more about that tool. Have you checked to see if there's any more questions, Michelle, before we wrap this up?
I don't see any more. So
okay. You're welcome, Danette. This handout might sneak through for a Facebook ad. Yeah, it probably would, because it's not, we're not promoting a business. It's just it's a tool. When doing what Jim's talking about is Facebook ads, if you're promoting a lead magnet that's specifically for like some type of, let me use the 30-minute workday as an example. So we have this amazing system that you get for free as a member of the HBA community. If you're using the funnel builder, the 30-minute workday is a system that a lot of us use to promote our HBA products. And if you try to do a Facebook ad to the 30-minute workday, we have a capture page that just promotes the system on its own. Facebook won't let you. It won't get approved. But inside of the 30-minute workday, there's a book that is everything that you could possibly need to know about the foundational principles that you need to know about how to have a successful business online. And that's included free when you get inside the system. But Nick, the founder of the 30-minute workday, has also created a capture page specifically for the book, and it's simple to get that approved in Facebook ads. I've used Facebook ads to promote that. So it's just we're promoting basically the same thing, but one of them is information in the form of a book, and the other one is a marketing system, and Facebook won't let you run an ad to that. So this particular lead magnet we're talking about is information. It's a training. It's a Facebook stories training. So I think it would be able to get approved for a Facebook ad. So that's a good point, Jim. All right, let me check the comments one more time. Thank you for your time. You rock. There was tons of value. I actually learned a new thing and I appreciate it. You're welcome, Dan. Oh, he's saying he can't get the book page approved. I just got it approved again, Jim. So I'll, I don't know. I can get with you and show you what my ad copy says if you want. All right. Well, oh, Michelle disappeared. Must be past her bedtime. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And yeah, I hope you guys got some value from this. Again, make sure you grab the cheat sheet so that you can refer to it when you go to do your, Michelle, why can't I see you? You need to be here so we can say goodbye. But yeah, that cheat sheet will help you tomorrow when you go to start doing some stories, and use it as a lead magnet if you like. And don't forget to click the button below if you don't own the funnel builder and go learn more about it. And we look forward to, we're here every Wednesday night. This replay will stay up for an entire week until we go live again next week. And you can come back to this video as much as you want. You can send people here. If you are an HBA member, you have an affiliate link in this URL. Just add your affiliate ID in the URL and you can send people to this training and they can get this training. Will be here for an entire week. If you want to, use the video on your own pages, you're welcome to do that. If you want to use the video with your lead magnet or whatever you would like to do, but it'll be right here on this page for you for a week. So have a great night, and we will see you back here next week at the same time. Good night, you guys.